Hello, this is Faustino Brothers FBI Apps free webinar on getting your business social media verified on various accounts, very popular accounts, I should say, is Facebook and Twitter and so forth, and then also protecting your assets with NFT. And we're going to get into all those topics. First, we're going to introduce ourselves as Faustino Brothers. We build powerful apps for the stars. And Russell, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm a developer advocate for Algorand, as well as head up Faustino Brothers here, and love building apps. And had a great session this past weekend. Gary was out there helping me out at Tampa Code Camp. Yeah, talking about blockchain. So that was really great. But I got a great demo to show here today on 3 steps to building your own gallery of NFT items. So that should be very interesting. It's no programming required either. It's all visual stuff. So they look forward to that. Rich, you got a lesson you're going to get today. At the end, huh?
The second part of this great, powerful app thing, and we're going to be teaching how to play the Addams Family from the TV show and movie. I believe it's on Prime Video right now, the episode. So we're gonna have a fun time. I'm teaching at Matt's today. I'll be doing the same song at Matt's Music today, and all my students will be getting a copy of this PDF through the mail. And take it away, Gary. We're gonna be having some fun.
I'm the designer of the group here, and also run a business called Design for Communication in Business Links Network and in business SEO. So all those are pretty much self-explanatory with their name. I do the business social media and the marketing for the group. And recently during that glorious pandemic period, I wrote a book called Mora, and it kind of traces the history of the hand number game that started in Egypt and went to Turkey, then went to Italy, then it came across here to the States. So we'll give you an opportunity if you want to learn more about that later on. But let's get into this some more of the things that we do here. We also build apps. Faustino Brothers build apps, and they're available in all the major stores. We did get a copyright for the programming for the Just Roll Tall app, and you can find our merchandise on FBI Apps Store Envy, and we'll show you that later on as well. Okay, so for those that are out there, we want to introduce yourself. Dave, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Dave Faustino, industrial designer. I'm just here to learn about NFTs and the verified accounts. I think it's really interesting topics. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll let the others, as they come on, introduce themselves as well. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So the topic here, getting your business social media verified on major accounts and NFTs. First, should your business social media account get verified? Will acquiring an NFT provide enduring value? Well, in the next 30 minutes or so, we hope to answer those questions for you. And so let's get into that. So Facebook and Twitter verification and NFTs are very hot. You know, they're positioned to bring in some protection that hasn't been there before, especially for digital assets. Traditionally and currently, the way you protect your assets, like music and artwork and products, you either have to get a patent or a copyright. With your account verification and NFTs, it brings you right into the digital world, and you get a foothold of protecting your assets right then and there. All right, does your business qualify? Well, we have to go back to the 4 things I just mentioned: the authenticate, unique, complete, and notable. Are you authentic? You're going to need to verify that with certain documents. Are you unique? Is your flower shop different than the flower shop that's 4 doors down? Like, for example, do you offer maybe free delivery or carnation with every order? Are you complete? And this goes back to your profile. A lot of people that have Facebook accounts don't complete all the necessary information, the data that they request, your full name and address, your phone numbers, and so forth, and eliminating some of the questionable stuff like nicknames. In place of a nickname, you need your real name and so forth. And then notable, the last one on the list is, do you have a following? Do you have people that are looking at your Facebook account? These are all important to get verified. Let's take an example of an authentic account. The authenticity is marked here by that blue circle with a check mark after George Harrison's name. That means that George Harrison's account, or I should say his estate, has verified that the information in this Facebook account is coming from the estate. It's not coming from a fan, it's not coming from anywhere else. It's coming from the estate itself. So they're putting out some of the material that's here. And Facebook has verified it by putting that little check mark. So it means Facebook confirms that this is an authentic profile for the public figure. And that's important to know. So when you're looking at certain things, there's so many copycats out there, you don't know who is real and who is not. And this is one way for them to verify it. So how do you go about doing verification? Well, it's not easy to find on Facebook if you go into your account settings. So the best way to find this is go to your help center, go to the help. And once you're at the help center, type in the word verified, and up comes some articles that helps you with this process. So first, they have article to read would be request a verified badge on Facebook. Next is about verified pages and profiles, a little bit that we discussed. Next is what is the verified profile in the marketplace. The marketplace is a little bit different. You're going to have to show more documentation. And manage fan badges. Facebook is unique in that they offer additional fan badges as well as the account verification. And then if you're a developer like we are, how could you verify that you manage some other buddy's account? Once you read those articles, go back to the first article. In that couple of pages of help information, you'll find verify your profile or page. And then there's a link that they show. You can fill out this form to be verified. So you click on that link and it brings you to the form. The form is going to ask you first, what are you trying to verify? Either a page or a profile. Then next, they're going to ask for documentation. What documentation are they going to ask for? A picture of your driver's license, passport, national identification card, tax filing, recent utility bill, or articles of incorporation. So these are all serious things that you've got to submit. You got to upload in your files, your documents. All right. And then they go on to ask more information, what you need to do. What kind of category are you applying for? Are you an entertainer? Are you a news organization, a government, or a private business? Who is your audience? Like, for example, if you're a nursing organization, your audience may be healthcare professionals. They want to know who your audience is. And then it's going to help to get verified if you have 500 plus fans. So they want to stream it down to those that have a fan base, because there's thousands of accounts on Facebook. So this is one way of eliminating the more popular, or some people that have notoriety is the ones that they want. And then aliases. What is your business name also known as? For example, Faustino Brothers Inc. is also known as FBI Apps. We're also doing business as Pork Knuckle Records, Steel Productions, and so forth. Next, they want articles, 5 examples of posts that you've done that you got to copy in the window, but not paid articles, things that are authentic, that you or your organization has placed in there. And then keep in mind that this verification is a little bit simpler than the verification for a marketplace. If you have a store on Facebook, they're going to ask for additional items such as your tax records, your tax ID, and so forth, and might even ask you to be certified through Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, what one common thing though is, before you start any of this process, they want your account to be two-factor authentication. And so that's where you start. You're not going to be able to even fill out the application unless you have the security measure for your account. So if you don't have the two-factor already, it's time to do that. You need a basic level of security for those accounts. I mentioned that in Facebook, there's other badges available. You could do it for new member, founding member, rising star, which is also like your top fan, and then storyteller, who's doing the storytelling, and experts. There's 20 other categories that you can get a badge for and show your fan base. All right, let's move on to Twitter. Yes, are you verified or not? Are you verified? Well, the example on the left is yes. ESPN is verified. In this case, they use their symbol is a light kind of cloud-like image with a white check mark in it. And the example on the right is Ford Trucks. You don't know if this Twitter account is verified by Ford. A little question mark because they haven't been verified. So it's more than likely a fan account, and they're probably allowed to run from Ford until they run into trouble with criticism or bad language or whatever, and Ford might ask them to take down this account at some point. But until they're verified, the viewer looking at this account doesn't know if the information is actually coming from Ford or if it's coming from a fan. Once you see the verification, then you know what they're talking about is bona fide. Okay, so how do you get verified? What is the verification process on Twitter? It's similar to that of Facebook and Instagram. You have to pick your category. Are you a professional? Are you a organization, education, and so forth? So you pick your category that you're applying for, and then again, you're going to need to confirm your identity with documents like your articles of incorporation or your driver's license or something in that way. So if you're queasy about putting that information up, it just may not be for you. But it is the links that they provide are secure, so that's a good thing to know. But then you got to submit your request. Well, when you start the process and you finish their application, you click the button to process the application, and then it may take up to 3 days or 3 weeks to get verified. And it's a long process, but it may come back to you that you're not verified. If that happens, there's those 4 reasons. Are you notable? Do you have enough of a fan base? Did you complete your application? Is there missing information in your profile that needs to be filled out? And the other 2, which I can't think of right now, but one of those may not be completed. And so you got to go back to square one and resubmit the application, or they actually come back with suggestions on how you could be verified. Like, for example, they want you to link your website or your blog, which would also encourage people that you're real. Okay, so that's how you would get verified on Twitter. Again, though, Twitter, even more so than Facebook, is that you have to be a notable group or a person. They're taking their most popular accounts and helping them get certified. The average user of Twitter may never get verified because they don't have a big following. So if you're a company or a organization or a chapter, you probably can apply to get certified, and you will be successful. But if you're an individual, you have a very limited fan base, they probably won't even process the application. Okay, so you have to be notable. All right, from this point, we're going to get into NFTs, and Russell, you want to take it away from this point? He's going to share his deck.
All right, so NFTs really provide you some embedded identification, and really the big thing is representation of ownership. For those that are unfamiliar with NFTs, it's non-fungible tokens, and the best way I like to think of them is like a collectible. They're one of a kind. You're unique. For example, we just Algorand just got FIFA on board to be their blockchain, official blockchain for football, and they created an NFT marketplace. And it's pretty cool. They have all the soccer like moments, the big moments in football history, and they got little video clips as part of each NFT that you get. So they're all unique. So they basically did the equivalent of baseball cards, but now it's about soccer and
Yeah.
it's all digital. And so
Cool.
a pretty cool idea. And they you know, and they have, you know, proportions of some of them packs are really rare, like 1% might be like really rare, and so those will have a different price structure to them for people that want to sell them. So it's pretty cool. But the bottom line here is it's on blockchain and it's immutable, which means when it's immutable, it means you can't change it. So it's actually locked in time, and there's a part of like anything with a like an audit trail that's needed, any kind of solution that needs an audit trail, it's built right in with blockchain. So you can see the exact time and date that the transaction was made where you're claiming ownership of that particular NFT. It's in a log and it's publicly available. And I'm going to show you 3 steps now into really to having your own NFT gallery. This is good for a lot of musicians and artists. This is starting to become more and more of a mainstream item in terms of protection of assets. I know there's an Italian company that issues they issued almost 100,000 copyrights on the blockchain. And again, the whole copyright industry is changing as well. So each copyright would be represented as an NFT, and it's available, guess what, globally. It's international at that point because it's a global blockchain. So it's accessible from any boundary, any country. So the next step, the first step is getting a Wallet so you can create an account. And once you have an account, then you can do things like buy domains and submit, you know, artwork or music or NFTs. There's a website called Algodesk.io, which will create the NFT. And then there's NF Domains, which will give you a domain and your own gallery page and the ability to trade from that. So that's going to be the 3 steps. So here it is the URL for the Algo Parrot Wallet. You've got the Parrot Wallet, that app, and you can get it there. It's in both Google Play and App Store for iOS and Android devices. The second step we're going to be looking at is going through Algodesk.io, which can mint both fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens, all visually through these web forms that are up on the page. And then lastly, NFD is a really cool idea. So now you get a domain that is actually unique, right? And so that is actually an NFT. So it's an NFT domain. And what's nice about it, you can, you know, like we scoffed up FBIapps.algo.xyz. So that's, we can put that in all our business cards, hand that out. And so that would be our gallery that you would see. So let's take a look at some of these. So first thing I'm going to do is go to Algodesk. When you go out to the site, the app site here, Algodesk.io, let's say launch app, then it says you want to go to testnet or mainnet. I already did that. I'm on mainnet. If you're doing it the first time, you'll see a QR code. So that's what you scan with in your Para app to wire up that account that you made to here. And then you got to get some, you know, algos in that account through like one of the exchanges like CoinDesk or something like that. But be that as it may, what we're going to do is you can take a look at some NFTs that we've already done. This is our Faustino brothers. We started this up with some of the images, for example, from Rich's latest hit release, Buffalo Pain, about the tragedy in Buffalo, New York, and kind of memorial to all those that passed away and were injured in that horrible incident. And then also the music that goes along with the WAV file, and looks like another this is a PDF file up there and some lyrics. So we're going to mint one for your very eyes right here. We're going to mint an NFT. So we're going to do ARC3, which means it's going to actually reside out on a distributed storage system. ARC3 is useful if you want to bring in like large clips, like a video or an image, or you know, or artwork. And this is my CD case, and in it is Gary airbrushed like Buffalo Pain merchandise. So you can see the Buffalo Pain there, and actually all of Rich's songs are airbrushed into this diagram. All right, so let's go ahead and put some stuff together here. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this thing, we'll give this a name of FBI Apps. And this is your own naming convention. You can call it whatever you want. It does not have to be unique on the blockchain. You're going to end up getting an asset ID number that will be unique. And so this is the full name, is what we want up here. And then the unit name will be the short one. So on the full name, let's say FBI apps, CD collection with Steel Productions. Okay. And then, so that's kind of, we can use that for like a broader description if we want. We put that in there. I'll just go ahead and paste that in there. And then you can put key values in. So we can put in like graphic artist. And this is really primarily for search capabilities. When people are searching on your stuff, is what this would be for. So we'll go ahead and put in Gary Festino. We'll go add another one in here. So we're going to do like a music artist will be next. So, and then we'll put in FBI apps here is the publisher. So copy that over here. Okay. All right. So we're ready to burn this. And let's go ahead and create this. Mint it. And cannot exceed 32 characters on the name. So we'll just go to the collection like that. Okay. Now I'll mint that. All right. So now I got to go over to my Algo wallet, which should be giving me a notification to sign. Yeah, it doesn't do away with the need for having legal advice, right, to do this. But you know, the premise that you're stating is, yeah, that has already been proven. I mean, there is a company that's putting copyrights up there, and they are protecting their artists based on those copyrights that are on the blockchain. So it's really just a different place of storing it, right? With a copyright office, generally what they would do is store it on their own local database, right? They have it on their own system, centralized data. So only they really can get at it. Maybe you can get at it if you got a password or something like that. What this does is it puts this out there for everybody. Anybody can actually take a browser like this guy, like I brought up our NFD domain here. You can actually go here, click on one of these, and you can see the transaction that created it, and then follow that through an explorer, and then you can see the exact transaction date. So it's very, very easy to find your proof and when you did it and where. So let me continue with this, Dave. This is a very cool tool, this NF domains. And what you do is you can, let me just do a copy here. I'm bringing it up in a different window, but you can actually go into like the mint section, and let's go like Dave and do a search on that. So Dave.algo is owned already. Somebody has that. It's 4 letters. Then there's like an auto Dave that's available for 112 algos, Dave Gallery 60. And then algos right now is about 35 cents. So just to take roughly a third of that, and that's really dollar wise how much that's going to cost you. So what that does, if you pick up like we picked up FBI apps, so now we have that is part of the URL. If I go to FBI apps logo.xyz, that's what it'll bring up. It'll bring up the site that you're looking at, and as part of it, you have like an about page to give you information about your site. And what this does is it provides a very easy way to provide a gallery of all of your assets in one spot. You know, it gives you a domain for it, so you can just have a URL, and then you come up here and you can actually see the assets. So this is and you can see it very visually. So if I had somehow I had a glitch on that this process, I must have timed out or something on my when I was setting it up ahead of time. But if I had published it, then you would actually see it on this page. This is where it would come up, and you would see it here. Now on each one of these, you can see that there's a few other icons like there are links here. Now here's one, view on NFT Explorer. So if I view that on the NFT Explorer, that's where all of that metadata comes up, right? So there's graphic artist, musician, coder, steel production, pork knuckle records. You can see up there on the right. And then coming down here, then you can see the URL. So what we're going to do Yeah, what we're gonna do is go back to the deck here, and Rich, I think we're gonna take
Okay,
over with
good.
lessons.
Beautiful.
Any other questions before we
Okay,
go on that?
let me take it from here back to share my
Okay,
screen.
all right.
A little summary here. We've done the verified social media. You need the 4 main points here of the presentation need to be authentic, unique, complete that application, all the data fields, and notable. You have to have a little bit of a following for them to even be considered to be verified. And then NFTs, of course, we just went over the embedded identification and the representation of ownership. Plus, Rush, you discussed the secure wallet, the NFTs, and the collectibles you saw that we have now for a Festino Brothers account. All right, and so now is the fun part of the presentation. This is Richard here. So you got to sit back.
Oh my God. I like that.
Play and enjoy, and then when he's
God.
all done, give him a hand. You get it? See
You got a
the
thing
hand
there, nice.
Oh
And
my God.
he's gonna teach Adam's
That's
Family.
funny.
So here's the song.
All right.
Adam's Family is on the left, and it's also available in the chat window, so you could download that tab version. And then later on, we'll talk about Halloween Blues. We got some announcements there. Okay,
Yeah.
Rich, you want to share your screen, and we'll go
Yeah.
from there.
So on the bottom of the music, it says copyright 10/31/2020, and then recopyright 10/05/2022. Copyrights now only last, I think, 7 years. They used to be 20. So the Library of Congress wants more money every 7 years. So NFTs is probably the way to go. That's for sure. Hey, the Addams Family, I replaced the finger snaps. Can anybody do a finger snap? I can't do one. Anyways, we replaced it with 2 chords. So I'm starting with the bass note on the 6th string. And a lot of the lead guitarists won't do it here. They'll do it real high. So let me do that first. This is not in the tablature. They'll do it up here, and then they'll move it. So there's 3 chords in the song. C chord, D minor, and G7. That's all there is. 3 chords. Now they got this riff in the beginning. That takes the place of the finger snap. And on this riff, you're going to do it twice in a row. And then back to the original one. Now I didn't do it in time because there's the echo in here. So I'll do it correctly now. Now, the notes are written in the intro, but not where the words start. So the first note is a G on the 3rd string, and the tablature shows that open. Then you have a C. Now you're going to hold that little bit because it's a dotted 8th note. And then E, then C, A, F, high D, and then A sharp, which is 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 3rd string. Measure 9 or 7 is B, D, B, G, alpha C, I call it, and C. Now it goes back to the G, open on the 3rd string, C, E, back to the C, A, F, D, and then the ending is C, G, B, A, B, C. And it's got a crazy little
rhythm. And this song can be played on a ukulele also. And it's really cool. And it's got a little rhythm. Let's see if I can do this. That sometimes works. Anyways, let me go through this with the guitar. We're going to do the first 3 notes as a triplet. It's got to be triplet. And then you put the C in. And that's used in a lot of songs. And then I replace the finger snaps with the C chord. The second part goes with a triplet, ending on a D, and 2 D minor chords, replacing the finger snaps. Now that second piece is repeated twice. Then it goes back to the first riff. On the second repeat, I put a triplet there. And into the verse, it goes 3 times the same thing. And there's a thing at the measure 10. It says DS L coda. That means go to the beginning of the inning and then go to the coda. Adam's Family on the end has a little coda sign, and that you would do B open, second string, G open on the third string, A on the second fret, B open, and C. And that's a short C chord. And Rush, you should be able to do those 3 notes. He's got his guitar. I don't know if he's working on it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So you get the 3 over here.
Yeah, you could do that.
Up.
Right. And then you got the
no,
C.
it's open, and then 2, and then 3 up here.
Right, right.
And then this dot is going to be right there on the
Open.
second.
And that's the beginning of the Redemption song by Bob Marley to also.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, can you try the 9x part with the 2 C? The 2 C chords are just open, 1, and open on the top 3 strings. That's it. You got it. Hey.
Yay.
Let's try the next one with A, B, C, C sharp.
Okay.
Open. That's it. B, C sharp. Take your time. And D. Okay, now you got to put 3 fingers on the guitar. A, D, and F. You're going to play 4 strings. It says 3. The 4th is the bass.
3 strings or 4 strings?
You're going to play 3. You're playing the bass, which is the 4th string. Then you play 3, top 3. Yeah, that's the In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida chord.
us hear the song. We're
Okay,
running
well,
out of time.
Go ahead.
We're going back one more. A open, B, C sharp, and D. No chord. You got to do it again. That's it. Second time. And it's good to know you're in the second position, and your first finger is on the B, and third finger is on the C sharp. Okay, got one more to do. G, A, B, and C. The original pattern. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. You got it.
All right, play the whole song. Go ahead.
Play the whole song. We got to
right.
leave soon.
I'll try it. Okay, here we go.
All right.
A witch's shaman, a bruise that you can crawl on. We're gonna play a call on the Addams Family.
Yay! That was good.
That was
A
great.
little bit
Good
of
echo,
okay.
echo there. You got a heart. I got a heart on.
All right. Very
Beautiful.
good.
That's
All right. I'm going to share the screen again here.
All
And
right.
there's the music. And then, of course, Richard,
I'm going
tell us
mention
about Halloween Blues.
Blues coming up. I got a new song called the Halloween Blues. Been working on since 2019. And a copy of this is going to Ringo Starr this week. One of my students works for Ringo Starr. She does sound for him, and she's going to give him my copy. Woo!
Yeah,
That is
baby.
So who
excellent.
knows?
That
you
is
go.
excellent. All right. And there's the music of Halloween Blues.
Yeah.
A little bit in the background there. Okay. Next, Richard, of course, is available for guitar lessons. And are you hearing me? Is my mic on?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and of course you could do individual personalized lessons online with a Zoom lesson, just like you saw today at that link below. All right. We also have some recordings out there.
Yeah.
White Lightning, Hold On to Your Mind. They're all available on iTunes and all your music app stores. And finally, we've got Buffalo Pain. And if you notice, let me see here if I could stop sharing here somehow. Oh, stop sharing. You'll notice my t-shirt has changed.
All
right.
right. All right. Buffalo
Hey,
Pain.
wow, we all got those on. That's great. All three of us.
All three of us, we got the Buffalo Pain jackets and so forth. And why is that special? Let's go back to the deck here. And because you can go out to the FBI app store. The link is on the bottom. In fact, I'm going to click on that now. And it brings up the store. And if you go to any item, like for example, this travel mug or this coffee mug, $2 of each Buffalo Paint item sold will go to the Buffalo Bills 514, which is when that tragedy happened in Buffalo, Survivors Fund. So the families of the people that were killed will get a donation from the Buffalo Bills, and we're contributing to that account. And so far,
Right.
we've raised $54, which we'll send out this
Nice.
quarter.
Very nice.
And
Congratulations.
anything next quarter, we'll do it again next quarter for future funds that go in there. And so we hope that this is going to be a benefit for those families that were struck by that much tragedy. Okay, so that's and then of course later on we've got other recordings. Silver Creek Blues is coming up, and Spotlight to Heaven, and Rich, you got a couple more that are in the works.
Well, we're working on those two right now.
Okay, very good. And then I'll blow my own horn here. I published a book, as I mentioned, during the COVID period, Mora, and that's available. And also, you did some programming too. It's out on GitHub. In the Mora, and so you can see with the game, he actually did the game in code, so it was fabulous.
On the blockchain, yep.
Yep. And
Beautiful.
here's our links that's available, the resources. And the next free webinar is January 9th, 2023.
23. Can
Yeah,
you believe
so,
that?
Yeah, so enjoy your holidays and come back the second week in January. We'll have another presentation. And then finally, the resources are all on the deck here for what you showed us today. Okay, so until next time, thank you very much.
Peace. Love.
Great content. Good job,
Well,
guys.
All right.
Remember
Thank
Woodstock.
Bye now.